Today we're going to be looking at Icare Ministries website and showing you how to make basic changes to your site and the content. To start, you're going to go to your website's homepage. You're going to type in the URL bar and then type in /wp-admin. That will take you to a login page where you'll put your username and your password in, and then after you log in there, it'll bring you to the dashboard. And this is the dashboard. It just shows you all of the basic overlook at different things on your website. We usually keep most of these collapsed because they're not super relevant to the client, but you're free to look at them, check them out if you want. In this video, we're going to be going down the left sidebar, and I'll be showing you all the relevant things to just making basic changes to your site. First thing that may catch your eye is the Updates tab. You click on that. It will show you all the updates to plugins, themes, that sort of thing. If you ever want to update these, you can do that by clicking which ones you want to update or selecting all, then clicking Update Plugins. This is never anything you have to worry about because we will always be updating them on the back end for a couple reasons. The first one is to make sure that they're compatible with your version of WordPress and they won't mess anything up. And the second is to make sure that there's no errors. I left these two, that way you can see what happens if there's an error. It just says package not available, and it shows red all over. And so this isn't a big deal because both of these things aren't things that need to be updated, or they're things that will either manually go in and update. But if you ever want to update something because you see a little notification you want to try to get rid of, that is how you do it. Any sort of notification you see here at the top, if it sounds concerning, feel free to let us know, but most of the time you can always just click dismiss and it's totally fine. Next thing down on the sidebar is posts. Currently you guys don't have any sort of blog posts, but if you ever wanted to start that sort of thing, let us know, and this is where you would do that. Next thing down on the sidebar is media. The media, as you would probably guess, is where all of your images, videos, PDFs, anything like that would be hosted. There are two different ways to view the media. You have this list view like this, or you can click this button here to go into a grid view. I personally kind of like the grid view. It just gives you a better overview of all the stuff that you have on your site. And there's also several other ways to filter your media. You can choose by type of item or by the date, and then you can also just search in here. If you ever want to add new videos, images, just click Add New, and it'll open up this dotted square, and you can either just drag and drop things in here, or you can click Select Files and then upload them directly. Next thing down the sidebar is forms. You currently have two forms. You have your Contact Us and your Prayer Request. We have those set up to go to the emails that you requested. If you ever want to change those, please let us know, and we're totally down to help you with that. If you ever want to change these fields, also feel free to let us know and we can help you do that. The basic things that you might want to know, let's say you wanted to change the title of any of these fields or the pre-written content inside of it, you can just click on one of them. And then over here on the right side, it'll show you the field label. Like for example, this says prayer request. I'm guessing we want to have a prayer request here. And so then you can just type directly in here and it'll update it over there. To change what's inside of here, you're going to need to scroll down on this right sidebar to Appearance and then change to the placeholder here. Whenever you're done with anything, make sure you just scroll up and click Update here in the corner, and then that will update. Let's see. Yeah, those are the basics of how to change things on the forms. If you ever want to change anything else or want to do anything more advanced, feel free to let us know. Next down on the sidebar is Pages. Pages is going to be just where all of your content basically is hosted. And so every page of your website is on here. to look at some stuff, we're just going to go to the home page, and I'll show you how to do some basic changes. Essentially, if you've ever used Microsoft Word or Google Docs or anything like that, all of this is essentially the same. It's pretty similar, at least. So whenever you come in here to edit things, it can look pretty confusing and cumbersome sometimes. So what you want to change, if you ever want to change the content on the site actually, you want to make sure that you're clicked here on the visual side. The text side shows a bunch of coding and stuff like that. But if you're on the visual side, it'll show you basically what it looks like on the front end. So we have, this whole intro section, and that is reflected right here. The section above that, which is your big header image, is technically your featured image, which is over here on the right side. And then the words on top of the featured image are all the way down here at the bottom, actually, right here in the header content. You can't see it because the image is white, but it's in there. To help make this page look a little bit less cluttered, you can go to Screen Options, and then you can just unclick basically everything except for, let's get rid of Yoast, scripts, categories, tags, slider, foobox. Let's just keep those, and then there's much less on the side here, so it might seem a little bit better. So if anything ever gets cluttered up or these sections get turned back on, if you just keep page sections, layout settings, and featured image enabled, you should be pretty good. But to edit this content, you essentially just click in here and then you can type whatever you want. You can hit enter to make it go into a new line. To change the sort of text, you can change here the different heading size, so that will change the way it looks, like that. Make sure you've highlighted what you want to change in that case. You can bold things, italicize, you can make bulleted lists. If you click on that, you see it'll start a bulleted list, and then if you hit enter and type more, it will continue on. If you click on numbered list, it'll make a numbered list for you. You can do a block quote if you want. If you want to do a block quote, actually, make sure to let us know so we can make sure it shows up correctly on the front end. Sometimes we have to do some additional coding for that. You can change the alignment of a thing by clicking on these. Here's an important one. You can link things. If you click on the link, it'll tell you to type in the URL. So you want it to go to google.com. You can type that in, and you can click apply. If you want it to open a new tab, make sure you click, google.com. If you want to open a new tab, click link options, and then click this checkmark box and click add link. I once again did it wrong. For your links, you actually need to make sure that it is in proper link order with all the protocols and everything, or it won't actually stay. So you need to make sure you have your https ://www dot, and then you can click it and it will actually stay then. So in this case, let's just see what it looks like. Now, for a change like that, we wouldn't want to update it and have it actually be live on your site. So instead, you can click Preview Changes. And in that case, it'll open up in a new tab, and then it'll show you a not live version of the site. So the words whatever you want, if you click that, it opens up to Google. If you want to turn it into a button, you can just highlight that same thing, click Formats, click Button, then click Preview Changes. And there it is. If you ever want to change this image at the top of your site, you can change that with the featured image right here. Those are all the basic changes that you need to know. The rest of it essentially just functions like Microsoft Word would. It's not anything too crazy. One other thing you might want to know is you can click the Add Media button here if you ever want to add an image. So let's say you wanted to add, this logo here. Click on it, and then it's there. You can change the alignment of it as well by clicking on these buttons. If you click, currently it's not, or it's aligned to left, so that means the text wraps around it. If you click Align Center, that'll make it centered like that. Click Align Right, the text will wrap to its left. If you click No Alignment, it'll look pretty similar to Centered. And you click the little X to remove it. Those are the basics now. If you have any other questions, of course, feel free to let us know and we can totally help you out with that. Moving on down the sidebar here. The next important thing is probably going to be under Appearances and then Widgets. The widgets are everything at the top and bottom of your website. So everything above your slider here, so your menu and your logo, and then everything below the main content of your site. So these two circles, the background there. So if you want to change your logo, you come here to header right, and you can choose a new image here. If you want to change any of the content in the footer, you have your map here. And then in the second one, you have all your links. So you can edit those links here, like I showed you earlier. And you can also just type in here or add new links or whatever you want. And of course, if you ever have any questions about how to do this, feel free to let us know. I know I'm covering some of this pretty quickly. So yeah, we're always down to help you all out. And then whenever you're done editing these, make sure you scroll down here and click the Save button here. Otherwise, none of those changes will stay. Next thing down on the sidebar is menus. The menu, of course, is the thing at the top of your website here. If you ever add new pages or change pages or want to rename them, this is where you do it. You can click here to see your most recent pages, click here to view all of them, or you can click here and you can just type in whatever page you want. And if you click, let's see, you want to add, weekly Bible studies to the menu. Click on it in the checkbox and click Add to Menu. It'll pop it out here. And then you can drag and drop it where you want it. If you want it to be a main menu item, do that. If you want it to be a sub-menu item, just drag it to the right slightly. If you want to rename it, click the arrow, and then you can change the navigation label to whatever you want. So if you just wanted it to be Bible studies, you can type that in, and then it'll be there. Those are the basics of how to change that. Once again, make sure you just click Save Menu here in the corner, and then it would update it automatically here. Next thing down in the sidebar. I would say the last thing that we're probably going to cover is I'm just going to show you a quick way to, if you go to your Ultimate Maps here and click All Maps, if you ever change your location or something like that, it might be important to know how to do that. You click the little pencil here on main, or sorry, the pencil here on main, and then it'll open up this page, and then if you type in, you go to markers here, you can change the address here. And so if you click here and then type in your address, and then you can save the marker, that would be how you would change your address on your map. Those are the basics of how to change things on your website, though. If you have any questions about how to change anything, feel free to email us. We, of course, could always make more videos for you if need be. If you have any advanced changes you ever want to make to the site, please just let us know, and we would love to help you out. In the meantime, though, we look forward to seeing your site grow.